Hey, what's up? It's Chris here from Chris's Sci-Fi Reactions. Today we're back with another Stargate SG-1. This is Season 1, Episode 19, There But for the Grace of God. Let me just check what that means, because I have no idea. Okay. Used to acknowledge that one is lucky not to be in the same unfortunate or unpleasant situation as someone else. Okay, I have no idea how that could apply to Stargate SG-1, but it will be interesting to see what this episode is like, especially considering we're getting close to the end of the season. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll probably be well into Season 2 on Patreon. Last episode was Tin Man. It was a very average episode, like early Season 1. But hopefully, now that we're getting near the end of the season, we should get some really good ones. I find that seasons, even the first season of a show, tends to have a good final episode, or final episodes. So yeah, the full uncut, unedited reaction is available on Patreon, listed in the description below, as well as my social media accounts. And let's just get straight on into this.
It is placed on worlds all destroyers have wiped out and left contaminated.
What the hell?
Guys, I need a hand with this thing. It's too heavy for me to move, but we have to take it back.
You're dealing with a time travel episode? Kind of reminded me of a Star Trek episode, where they and all of that landed on a planet, and they stepped through this like time gateway that was made of stone with mist sort of coming down.
Oh, I really
Can't remember the name of the episode. And I really love the idea of the DHD. I think it's an absolutely wonderful device.
Close the iris.
Did the mirror rewrite time or somehow?
Hands on your head. Now, or we will open fire.
What's going on?
Identify yourself.
Daniel Jackson, SG-1.
Hello?
Better known for some of your more radical ideas. The moment I'm more interested in how you came through my Stargate.
How, like, your Stargate? What the hell is going on here, Catherine?
I'd prefer you address me as Dr. Langford. You were wearing a remote device when you came through the gate. You had SG-1's code. How did you obtain it?
How do you think I did it? I left from here, Stargate Command, today, a few hours ago.
Yeah, I
went
think
through
we're
on a
dealing
mission
with
to
an alternate reality.
P3R233.
What are you talking about? You've never been in this facility until now.
Okay. I figured out how to work the Stargate. You recruited me to translate the cartouche found at Giza.
Yeah, that's right. That was the movie. I
I
recently
went through on
rewatched
the
that.
first mission through the Stargate to Abydos. And unless the last 2 years have been some wacky,
I'm actually
wacky
glad
dream,
I
am a
did
member
now
of
with this
SG-1.
episode,
Not as far as I'm
referring
concerned.
to the movie.
What?
I supervised the team that translated the cartouche found at Giza.
You did.
I admit, we referenced your work occasionally. I even went to meet you at one of your seminars to ask you
That's
to join
right.
us. But you said no.
I did.
How much time do we have?
Why?
He knows things.
Far as I am concerned, we know each other very well. You know everything that I know. Look, I'm a member of SG-1.
Locking in coordinates. Sending a message.
Every one of those red dots is a destroyed city.
Oh shit. UK is completely fucked. So is France.
Dr. Carter, there's another report coming on.
All military efforts to engage the alien ships have proven inconsequential.
I'm surprised they didn't start with
Ships
the
appeared
US.
4 days ago.
They have slowly begun systematically annihilating all signs of civilization, starting on the East Coast and moving west with frightening inevitability. There has been no response to attempted communications with the aliens.
I think sending a nuclear bomb to Chile is really cold. I mean, it seems to me
Proceed with evacuation
more
till the
like
next warhead is ready.
revenge than
You know that there are innocent human beings on most of the Gould planets, don't you?
Unless this man has more information we can use, I don't want to see him again.
Let's get a full systems check.
This isn't happening. This is nuts. This isn't happening.
Free?
What, have you been there?
Yes.
Off-world activation.
Close the blast doors and keep the iris sealed.
Receiving coded transmission from Air Force One.
Notify General O'Neill. Catherine, the rest of the Genesis travelers will have to be briefed and ready to go.
Right.
Modifier levels dropping. Modifier levels dropping.
Backup systems online.
Radar show minimal activity in Quadrant 21.
I would have thought there would have been a soldier there that wouldn't let him actually go on that computer.
It's landing.
I know we saw the ship
The
in
surveillance cameras outside the main tunnel show Jaffa assembling
the
what appears to be
Cassandra
a weapon.
episode,
Looks like they're coming in the front door, sir.
but it wasn't a
Right,
very
position automatic
big
weapons
picture. It was just
here
a
and
small
here,
picture
man
on
all
the
these
TV
halls.
screen.
Cut off every access to this level. Blow the secondary elevator shaft now. If the men at the surface have to fall back, there's only going to be one way down.
Where did this come from?
It's a deep space transmission our receivers picked up about 3 months ago.
So, why are you showing this to me now?
Because the transmission originated from the same quadrant of space as P3R233.
Where your mirror is.
We went to 233 after we received the transmission, but the civilization had been destroyed by the Goulds. We didn't find any mirror, though.
Well, it must have been there, surely. Oh, but of course, if it wasn't activated, it might not have looked like a mirror.
Beware the destroyers.
Some of 233's aliens must have sent out the warning before their civilization was destroyed by the ghouls. We're gonna have to make the computer dial in faster for the next time.
Don't
Exactly.
forget the fact that it won't change what's happening here. How do you know they don't have some kind of iris like yours? I mean, this could all be for nothing.
Yeah, we probably only have one shot at dialing out. If we use that one opportunity to dial a Gould world, we'll never get out of here ourselves.
My God.
What the hell's that?
He should have. Daniel should have showed him this
My
video
reality.
earlier.
We are actually looking at ourselves in a parallel universe. Another version of our lives that actually exists.
Oh, is it because I came here I have seen what can happen? Now I have a chance to
Yeah,
keep this
it
from
is
happening
quite
to the
a
Earth
bit
that I come from if
A
you help.
selfish request.
I understand. It's your lives, and it's your world.
shot. Don't shoot.
I'm unarmed. Surrender. You guys are pretty advanced. You must know this alternate reality thing is possible, right?
I do not.
Well, then, how did this Daniel guy know your name? He says the guy...
Jeez.
4 minutes. You two better get into the gate.
Wonder if that vaporized him.
No arguments, Doctor. They need you at the Beatty site.
What about you?
As soon as I start the dial-in process, I'll join you. Go!
If this mirror really is a doorway between our dimensions, I might be able to send help to you from my reality.
Oh, damn. Gate dialing guy.
Control to an interdimensional portal. I can teleport.
Auto-destruct in 30 seconds.
It's hesitating. Maybe. Okay, might have hesitated, but he still shot him.
Auto-destruct in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
So
3,
long.
2, 1.
Well, at least they would have taken the ship that was on top of the mountain with them, I'm assuming.
Daniel!
Jeez, that's nasty.
What the hell is this?
It appears to have been caused by a staff weapon.
This looks like a Stargate address.
All right, let's get him back to Earth. We're all in very big trouble. They're coming.
The Gould are coming to Earth. Or our Earth.
They're coming.
This is really cool. We're really setting ourselves up for the final now of the episode. The series. Season, I should say. Not series. That was a really good episode. I don't think it's my favorite. I think... yeah, I'd say that Solitudes is probably my favorite. Followed by The Knock. So, this, I'd say, probably takes third place. Which is really good, you know. That means it's one of the top 3. And it'll be interesting to see how I feel about the last 2 episodes, I think there are, of this season. Yeah, there are 2 more episodes of this season. So yeah, really looking forward to finishing off this season on and getting on to season 2 of Stargate SG-1. But let's break this down. Cool. We start off, we find ourselves on an alien world. We then find a symbol that seems to be left there by the Gould, saying that the world has been left completely uninhabitable. Then we find a lab looking at things. These have all been collected from places from around the the galaxy. Then Daniel finds a mirror, and he touches it, and he goes through and comes to find that everyone's gone. Goes back to Earth, where he has the military basically pointing guns at him. And then we find out that General Hammond is actually Colonel Hammond. And he wakes up, he's basically in a cell waiting to be seen by someone. Then we're introduced to Catherine, and we get a lot of references in this to the movie. And I'm glad I recently rewatched the movie. Otherwise, I may not have remembered all the things that I originally saw. We find out that Captain Carter isn't a captain, she's a doctor in this reality. Then we have General O'Neill talk to Daniel, sort of finding out what he knows about the Gould. He says then a reference, Daniel says to Jack, did you still go to Abydos with the intention of detonating a nuclear bomb? Then they ask him for the homeworld, the symbols to Chulak. Then we meet Sam. In this world, we find out that basically the Gould have been destroying cities, most of which seem to be the UK, France, Spain, with them starting on the US. I believe it was the was it the East Coast that they said? Can't remember if it was the West or the East. I think it's the East Coast. Then we have them talking about, where he was and possibly the alternate world. We find out that they're sending a nuclear bomb to Chulak, which I think isn't the best thing to do. I mean, basically they're innocent people. Then we have them talking about the Stargate, what could have sent him to this world. Excuse me. And Carter's very much like adamant that no, the Stargate can't do that because it only travels through space-time. It doesn't actually travel between worlds. Catherine says it was probably the mirror. Then we have Daniel looking up where he is in this world, and we find out that he's dead. We then have Air Force One, aka what they call Voyager. I don't know if that's something that is real in the US. I don't know anything really about Air Force One. Then it destroys, the Gould mothership destroys Air Force One and lands on the mountain. And then we hear this transmission that was sent from the world that Daniel had come from that says, "Beware the destroyers," and has a Stargate address on it. Then we sort of make our final stand, on this, in the base, and we see Tilk leading the assault. Then we see ourselves in an alternate reality. Not sure why Daniel didn't just think of showing them the video in the beginning. Obviously, I get it. It wouldn't make a very good story if he did that. It would be over quite quickly. Then Daniel's like, "I need you to help me save my world," which I find a very selfish request. It's like, hey, you have to give your lives so my world can survive. But then we'll see Tilk, O'Neill's like, "Oh, there's nothing for him to go back to. We sent a bomb to his world." And Daniel's like, "Yeah, well, in this world, no. But in my world, yes." But yeah, I still have a problem with him asking that. Basically, I keep wanting to call him General Hammond, but it's Colonel Hammond. Then we have O'Neill talking to Tilk, showing him the video, and sort of talking about, his freedom of his people. And then we find, Tilk's like, "No, you killed my family. I want you dead." then Catherine's very much like, in the grand scheme of thing, we're even, because you say to Ernest and you brought us together in your world. Sam then kills herself with a grenade and takes a few of the Jafar with her. Daniel then goes through the Stargate, but is shot by Tilk as he flees. And then the base explodes, taking the alternate Tilk and everyone in there, including the ship, I'm assuming, with them. And then we find Daniel back in this world, and he's saying to Colonel O'Neill and Captain Carter and Tilk that we're in a great deal of danger and they're coming. Okay, so that was Stargate Season 1, Episode 19, There But for the Grace of God. Yeah, definitely a high episode. I'm going to give it a 9. It was very good. Looking forward to seeing the last 2 episodes, I think, of this season. We've got 2 episodes left, and then we get into Season 2, which I'm really excited about as well, because I know shows always tend to increase on how good they are in the second season, usually onwards. It's not necessarily the best season of a show, but that's when it starts accelerating, usually, in its quality. And that being said, there have been some wonderful episodes in this first season, like The Knock, Solitudes, and now this one, and a few others as well. But I think that's all for now. If you want the full uncut, unedited reaction, that's available on Patreon, listed in the description below. Yeah, and also my social media accounts are listed in the description below. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.